name is Robert Gravina. I'm the Chief Information Technology Officer for Poway Unified School District. Poway is a high-performing school district in Southern California. We are just north of San Diego. Yeah, a couple. We're very proud of our cloud environment. We believe we have the most robust cloud environment in the nation right now. We built it on educational, on a learning platform, so it's basically designed for learning. Most clouds are designed really for the business world. We do have both in our cloud. We have the business side and we use it for business, but it's really focused more on learning. So students can get single sign-in to the cloud. Parents have the same access into the cloud, but we've put real-time data about test scores, real-time data on attendance, real-time grades, just real-time scores, single sign-in to all of their applications. Electronic textbooks are single sign-on into their textbooks. So it's really one environment where students, parents, and teachers all go. So that's one of our projects that we've completed. We just completed upgrading our wireless infrastructure as well. So we just moved to 802.11 AC district-wide. So we just installed about 2,000 access points across the district. We upgraded everything. So we had wireless, but now we have better wireless, and we're prepared for the future. One of the areas that we're growing and we think we're going to move to is 10 gigs of bandwidth, so we need to prepare ourselves to be able to move in that direction. And the next 3 to 5 years we're going to do that. Our basis for all technology in Poway, especially our cloud environment, is to make it simple, intuitive, and easy to use. We really believe that the easier you make technology and the more intuitive you make technology, the more people will use it. Steve Jobs talks about this in his book. Nothing should ever take more than 3 clicks to be able to get to where you want to get to and use what you want to use. So it's very simple. There's not a lot of professional development really that's involved in using the cloud. So parents can log in as long as they have their username and password. Students, same thing. Staff, same thing. They get in and all the resources are right there in front of them. They have their own dashboard and they can get anything they want simply by clicking. One click gets you just about everywhere you want to go. So nothing is more than 3 clicks in the cloud. So there's very little professional development or any real training involved in the cloud. The other nice thing about having the cloud is that we really see everybody being off our network. In the next couple years, everybody will be off the network. So it won't matter what device they have as long as they have a browser, they can get to the cloud and all of their resources will be in the cloud. So there'll really be no need for them to be inside our network at all. As far as wireless technology, again, it's just ubiquitous. That's really what people expect from technology today. They just expect it to really be invisible. They just want it to work. They want it to be reliable. They want it to be stable. And they just expect that wherever they go, they can open up their device and it's going to get them what they want to do when they want to do it. And that's really what people expect from technology today. And that's what we're trying to deliver in Poway. For us, it's really more about the bandwidth. And we're upgrading our infrastructure to support that increased bandwidth. So we have to upgrade one of our next projects is going to be upgrading our switches. Most of our switches cannot handle 10 gigs. Most of our switches really can't handle over a gig. So that's our next big area. Storage was the last big area that we increased. And then, so when you upgrade your infrastructure to support increased bandwidth, you need the access points. So we had to upgrade the access system. We have to upgrade our switches, which we have yet to do. We had to upgrade our filter. We had to upgrade our firewall. So those kinds of infrastructure needs were things that we had to take into consideration. So the next and last big thing that we need to do to our network is the switch environment. Well, switches, we're hoping that E-rate's going to help us with switches. That's what we're hearing. We're a little nervous about it because it is a big expense. And we're not a high-funded E-rate district. We're a 40% reimbursement district. So the 40% means a lot to us. And it's a difference really for us between doing it and not doing it. And we have to do it, but the 40% reimbursement will help us. And it'll help me to be able to sell it to our board and our cabinet, because I can go in and say, well, you guys are it's really only going to cost you 60 cents on the dollar, which is a lot easier than saying it's going to cost you 100%. And we're probably looking at somewhere between $7 and $8 million. The wireless infrastructure, it was really something that, as we move more towards one-to-one, and more of our schools are moving towards the one-to-one, it really isn't an option. And that's what people really don't understand about technology. Technology is really a red herring. Nothing that we really do is for the technology department. Very little of the money we spend helps us. it's really other people that benefit from the budget that we spend. So my budget is almost entirely towards helping the schools and the students and the teachers, which is what it should be. No, because it is secure. In fact, it's actually more secure. The way our cloud works is you're actually only in the portal. You're never actually in the direct software, the direct application. So we're presenting the application in the portal. It's kind of like when you go to a travel site and you book your airline and you book your hotel and your rental car. You're really not in the Hertz software system. They're pulling data from the system and they're presenting it in a portal. They're letting you interact with it and then they're sending it back to the application. And that's really what we're doing. So we're pulling data from our student information system or from our HR system or from any of our multiple applications. We're pulling data out of there and we're presenting that data and letting people work. In most cases, we're letting people work just in the portal with the data that's presented, and then it sends the data back. So it's actually a more secure environment. Now with applications, you are directly, because it's single sign-in through the portal into the application, you are inside the application, but there's no real data stored inside that application. The data is all stored inside our data warehouse. Probably one of my most important jobs is being a good salesman. And I have to sell stuff. I have to sell it to my cabinet, I have to sell it to my board, and I have to sell it to the community. So being out there and showing people the benefits of it. The cloud was a really difficult sale, because now everybody kind of understands what a cloud is, although they really don't, but they kind of understand what a cloud is. But before, when we started our cloud, it was 8 years ago, nobody had ever heard of cloud and no one knew what it was. There were some private sector companies that were doing cloud, but nobody in education knew what a cloud was, really. And so it was something that was very difficult for people to get a concept around. So what we did is we built a little environment, a very small environment of the cloud, and showed them, here's what it does, and then kind of explained, here's the potential of what it can do. And it's interesting because once you build the cloud and once you provide some of these services through the cloud, people figure out ways to use it. So for example, one of our high schools started, and now all our high schools do this. When I was at the high school and I was an administrator at a high school, the students would come the first day of school, and we would spend the first 2.5 to 3 hours handing schedules out. And so a lot of wasted time. Kids would show up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'd have a whole staff out there handing out schedules and helping kids find their way to class. Well, because we have the cloud, they can get their schedule online now. They print their schedules out the weekend before school starts, and they know where they're going. Some of the incoming ninth grade parents actually took their kids up to school and walked them around and showed them where their classes were so they could get to class on time. And so not only do we save all the money of printing all those schedules, but we saved a lot of instructional time because students were in class when school started. So it's really amazing what people figure out how to do if you give them the technology is tremendous. And that's what gets me excited about technology is, you give them the technology and I have no idea how they're going to use it until they start using it. And that's pretty cool.